everybody, Johnny Hiland here in Franklin, Tennessee at Studio 19, here on behalf of Destroy All Guitars and Fat Jimmy Amplifiers. All right folks, today we're going to be taking a look at a vintage series amp. It's the Fat Jimmy 5E3. Now guys, this is a real classic amplifier based off the old Fender Tweed Deluxe. Now the first thing I can tell you guys is I'm not the king about knowing everything there is to know about a Tweed Deluxe. One thing I do know, though, is that they were really, really noisy amps. And to be frankly honest, I could never see the old Tweed amps very well because the knobs were on the top, and they most generally had a chrome plate with black chicken knobs, so it made it really hard for a guy like me, who was legally blind, to see them. So I kind of avoided those amps, to be frankly honest with you. But this amp is actually a front panel amp, so it's like a Tweed front panel amp. That's pretty cool. I'm going to say this guy's somewhere between 15 to 18 watts roughly. It's got two 6V6s in it. It actually also has a Fat Jimmy Alnico speaker in it, and I believe it's the 1260, I believe. But all Fat Jimmy speakers sound amazing, but especially the Alnico. It sounds great. So now what I've done here, guys, is Mr. Steve Hardesty, who is actually running the cameras for us today and filming all this, he actually has an amp very similar to this, but he's loving the Fat Jimmy version as well. So we've actually jumped the channels here. It's actually a 2-channel amp, but for the most part, I'm running into the bright channel. So that means that my main volume knob is the second one. And of course, there's a tone knob, and then here's a volume for your first channel. Okay? So as you can see, the first volume knob is totally off. Now, I've got the volume set to where I like it, tone knob set to where I like it, so I've added a Rocket Pedals Boing spring reverb to this. Just want to show you how awesome this sounds. Wow, what a great sounding amp, guys. Totally Tweed feeling and sounding. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, essentially, guys, there's not much to talk about with this little beast. I just want you to hear how great it sounds. No reverb built in. It's as simple as it gets, 2 volumes and a tone. Now, one thing I do want to show you, though, while I've got my Johnny Hiland signature Kiesel guitar on with single coil pickups, is that we can now add in the first channel because we have it jumped. And of course, that's what they used to do to all those old Tweed Deluxes. And one thing I have to tell you guys is that according to Steve, a lot of times the old tone knobs did not respond very well. They still sounded really dark and muddy sounding. Now with what Mike Pascal, the designer of Fat Jimmy amps, what he's done is given this tone knob a really nice round sound to it. So first thing I'm going to do is just kind of hit my guitar. I'm going to roll the tone all the way off for you and just show you. So guys, that sounds incredible. You could never get a normal Tweed Deluxe to go that high on the tone range. So For me, I like it about right there. So, let's see. Yeah, that feels really nice. So now what I'm going to do is we've got the second volume, which of course I'm running my main guitar cable, a Tsunami cable, into the bright channel. And what I'm going to do now, though, is start turning the first volume knob up and just show you how it actually changes the tone of the amp. It doesn't only change the tone, it changes the dynamic as well. So I'm going to keep hitting an E, and let's just hear how it changes the sound. Well, I can already tell you right there, guys, it's giving me a different responsiveness. Wow, that definitely feels really cool. You know, I think one thing I can say, guys, about adding the jumper cable right here, it does give you that extra dynamic range by adding the first volume in there. It's pretty cool. So now I'm going to play just a little more with single coils, and then I think we need to jump over and actually grab a humbucker guitar when I'm through with that and show how other pedals sound great through this little amazing amp. So for all you chicken picking lovers, I'm going to grab my second volume knob. All right, I'm going to play just a little bit more for you. One more thing I want to do, guys, is actually crank this guy up. So as you can see right now, we're about halfway on the volume knob, but I want to bring it up a little more and hear how this bad boy breaks up. Man, can you feel the sustain and hear the sustain that's coming off this amazing amp? That is just truly awesome. Like when I do a steel guitar drone, pretty incredible. Now I've actually got a noise reducer down here for all my pedals, so that may be you know, inhibiting the actual sustain a little bit, but absolutely incredible, guys. That's a singing little sweetheart right there is what that is. Well, guys, you've now heard it with single coils. Let's grab a humbucker guitar and have a little more fun. All right, guys, now I have grabbed my beautiful Kiesel Aries guitar here with some, what does this have? Lithium Kiesel pickups in it. And guys, these are nice, hot humbucking pickups. Just want to show you how this amp sounds with these humbuckers. Really killer sound there, guys. Now, I haven't changed anything. All I've done is left the amp where it's set and added the J Rocket pedals Boing in there, which is a spring reverb. Now what I'd like to do is turn the volume down, kick on a dirt pedal here, and let's see how this bad boy holds up with pedals. Oh yeah, man. Let's check this out. That sounds incredible, guys. So you can add your favorite dirt pedal to this amp, and it will actually hold up very true. What a monster little amplifier this is. You know, I have to take this opportunity and thank Steve Hardesty and all the great guys here at Studio 19, Rick and Justin Bowman for driving this old blind boy to the studio. But guys, you know, when you hear amazing amps like this, it truly does change how you play, and it truly changes your life as a player. It really does. Makes you, sometimes amps bring out the best in you when you realize, whether you realize it or not. It's just incredible. So, I want you to know that if you love this little 5E3 right here made by Fat Jimmy amplifiers, you too can have one. All you have to do is contact my buddy Cliff Coltrari at DestroyAllGuitars.com. Tell him Johnny Hiland sent you, and I know he'll treat you right, guys. So I love y'all. Keep on picking. Thanks so much for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Cheers.